again, Panther fans, and welcome into Georgia State Football Weekly, our first show of the season. I'm Dave Cohen, joined by Georgia State's head football coach, Trent Miles. And Coach, welcome to our brand new set. Wade Johnston and his crew have done a fantastic job, and a great week for you football-wise. We get a win in the opener.
It was fun to win. I love this set. It beats the locker room any day. But it was fun for the young men to get out there and get that monkey off their back and get their first victory, and hopefully we can go out and get some more.
Well, no doubt the team needed a win after last year. It puts just a little bit of a swagger in their step, a nice boost of confidence right out of the gate as you head into the 14 season.
Yeah, you'd be surprised, though, that they had swagger before the game. You know, they've been working really hard since the season was over last year, and they got a lot more confident once we brought in Nick Arbuckle and a couple of the JC recruits at the mid-year, and they started training, and they've had a lot. They went through spring ball with a lot of confidence, and I've made the comments numerous times about the most confident 0-12 team I've ever seen, and I've been on a couple. So they did a really good job. They've been confident, and hopefully it just keeps growing as we go.
Well, I don't want to put it all on Nick, and I say that in a positive way, but there's been a lot of talk about him since you brought him into the program, all of the leadership skills that he showed with this team during the offseason, even before you started the fall camp. But I think it was really evident late in the football game against Abilene Christian. Everything that has been talked about him that he has brought to this team, you could kind of put it all in a box right there in those final minutes of the fourth quarter the other night.
Yeah, he did an outstanding job of leading the team and getting us down there in position to win the football game. Well, twice. I mean, he came down and got us in position to the next time be in position to win the football game. And my hat's off to him. And he didn't do it alone. We had some big plays by some big guys on the perimeter, and our line held up blocking-wise. And Kyler Neal was in it back and did a great job picking up some blitzes. So, you know, it was a total team effort. And when you go back and you look at it, the defense had to stop them and get the ball back for us the final two times. And they were, no matter what happened during the course of the game, at the end when it counted, they were able to make the stops they needed, got the turnover, then came back and stopped them and put our offense back on the field. So it was a total team effort. We were very glad that it worked out the way it did.
And again, don't want to take anything away from Joe Peterson either, because he comes up with a big interception late to get the ball back. Right now, Coach, let's take a look at some of the highlights. 38-37, the final score inside the Georgia Dome, a rare Wednesday night opener here against Abilene Christian. There's Nick Arbuckle.
Here early, hitting Joel Ruiz for a touchdown. We've been running the receiver screen, and Joel been going out and blocking, and now we pumped it and threw it to him, and it was wide open. And a good throw, good catch, great execution. Coming back here again, it's the same thing where we're hitting Joel on what we call a sticko. He runs a stick route and then nods it and goes up the field, and was able to make the catch and get us down inside the 5-yard line. And then we have a play we call jab, where it's a fullback, everybody goes left, fullback goes right, and finds a way to get it in. It's a 1-yard play, and that's all it got. And here we got Jarrell Robinson coming off the edge for a sack, a big sack there on third down, forcing their offense off the field. And then right before the half, I think it's Avery Sweeting making a big catch in the end zone on a post route right before the half and getting us back in the lead. I like to see it when they celebrate with their teammates and not by themselves cause penalties. Nice job here, Sean Jepson making the play, causing the ball to be tipped up, and Joe Peterson intercepting it and getting us a nice run, getting a good return, getting us into territory to be able to put our offense on the field and score a touchdown. And coming back here and hitting Linquez Blair for that touchdown. Linquez does a good job with the run after the catch, making a guy miss and then getting it up the field and scoring. Put us back in striking range.
8 catches, 118 yards, and the touchdown.
Yep. Then we come back again, hit Joel Ruiz for a touchdown, close the gap. I think this one, after this score, closed it to a 2-point game. And then here on the final drive of the game, big 4th down play right here, picking up the first down on 4th and 13. We had 2 big 4th down plays on that drive to stay alive. Coming back here and looking, the scramble. Thought we had it won here. Nick makes a heck of a throw, and Donovan Harden does a great job on the scramble drill, getting open, scoring the touchdown. It was called back. Whether it was holding or not, they called it. So, we were fortunate to come back and we got into a position here. It's 4th and 19, biggest play of the game. you don't convert those very often, and Nick made a great throw. Linquet did a great job finding a soft spot in the zone and making the catch, taking the hit, keeping the drive alive. Never say die attitude. Nick here doing a good job of scrambling, looking for a guy downfield, cutting back in, getting enough yardage to get into field goal range, get the first down, knowing that the clock stops with the first down, being able to get everybody lined up, spike the ball. We have no timeouts. So if we have illegal procedure, it's a 10-second runoff. Mm-hmm. So everybody did a great job of getting set, holding their composure, and then getting in position. And then here you see coming out, checking. We had a play call, checking, getting into the quarterback draw. Nick does a great job of setting it up. Line does a great job of blocking, getting us down there into range, getting it inside the 10, getting down, and then again, the clock ticks down to less than 10, so we cannot have any kind of illegal procedure, penalty, or illegal formation, so everybody lines up right, and Nick's able to use his composure, keep everybody under control, snap the ball, and spike it with 7 seconds to go to almost trying to get it down to the last play of the game, but some of the things we have to reevaluate and how we do it. Will did a great job here under pressure, getting the ball through the uprights, and that's all that matters. Doesn't matter what it looks like, as long as it goes through and giving us the lead with seconds to go, and then you've got to go down and secure the, nothing crazy happens on the kickoff return. And Robert Davis does an outstanding job of containing the returner, making him pitch it. Then we get a bunch of guys to the ball and finally get the victory.
What was that locker room like after that one last Wednesday night?
They were very excited, and it was well deserved because they were down, and in the past they haven't been able to come back from those situations. But they never quit believing. They stuck together, and they did a great job of fighting back and staying in it and giving themselves a chance and making it happen.
All right, 38-37, the final score. Georgia State a winner in the opener against Abilene Christian. We'll get back and visit more with head coach Trent Miles right after this.
Okay, when you're on the job, you're making tough decisions around the clock. Well, here's an easy one. Ford F-Series. It's a fact. On average, every 42 seconds, someone forks over their hard-earned cash to get one. Just like that. And that. And that. No wonder they're the best-selling brand of trucks in America for 37 years in a row. Hey, there goes another one. See you in 42. Ford F-150. Ford Super Duty. #1 for 37 years straight.
We're back on Georgia State Football Weekly with head coach Trent Miles. Again, a 38-37 win in the opener over Abilene Christian. And heading into week 2 now, New Mexico State coming into the Georgia Dome. And they were a 28-10 winner over Cal Poly on Saturday. How do you see this one coming out?
I see a very good football team, well coached. Doug Martin does a great job. He's a good person. We've got a new defensive coordinator, Larry Coyer, who does an excellent job. When I was in Indiana at Indiana State, he was the D coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts. So they'll be sound, fundamentally sound, a great scheme, and we're going to have to play our best to have a chance in the fourth quarter. And like we said before, everybody we play from here on out, they're going to be as talented or more talented than us. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have to go out and play our best every weekend to give ourselves a chance in the fourth quarter. And that's just where we are. And our kids understand that, but they're not going to line up and be totally out-talented. So we're going to be able to go out and compete with these teams if we take care of the football, if we don't give up huge plays on defense and special teams, and we put some points on the board, we'll have chances in the fourth quarter to pull it out. So that's where we're at, and we're looking forward to it. They're going to come in here wanting to be 1-0 in the conference, and we're going to want to be 1-0 in the conference. So I think you're going to see a great game on Saturday.
Yep, first Sun Belt Conference game of the season for Georgia State and New Mexico State. One name I'm sure we'll see a lot because he carried the ball 30 times in their openers, Larry Rose III. 30 carries, 149 yards. He caught the ball 4 times and scored 1 touchdown. He's a freshman.
He's a freshman from Texas, does a great job, very athletic. We're going to have our work cut out for us to try to contain him.
And their quarterback, Tyler Rogers, 158 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 18 of 27 throwing the ball.
Yeah, he looked good. I watched the game, and we knew him from recruiting. We evaluated his film coming out of junior college. So he wanted to stay out west, and he does a great job. and we will have our hands full. Trust me.
All right, Coach, finally, real quick, couple of guys I know you're happy to have back. John Bart, running back, and one of the offensive linemen, Steve Wolgamott, who we haven't seen yet this year. Granted, it's only been one game, but good to have him back. Gives you a little depth.
We need all the bodies we can have ready for Saturday, trust me. These kids that go out and lay it on the line, so we'll have to use a lot of guys to keep them fresh, and I'm glad to get those two back.
All right, Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck on Saturday against New Mexico State.
Thank you.
All right, I want to thank Coach Miles. Stay with us here on Georgia State Football Weekly. Coming up after the break, we'll visit with Sun Belt Conference Commissioner Karl Benson.
We are Georgia State.
Atlanta is our home.
We've grown more than anyone thought we would.
And we're not done yet.
The time is now, Panther family.
It's time to unite.
It's time to build.
2,000 PAC members by 2017.
Join the Panther family. Join the PAC today.
We're back on Georgia State Football Weekly right here at the Georgia Dome. Pleased to be joined right now by the Commissioner of the Sun Belt Conference, Karl Benson. And Commissioner, great to have you here in Atlanta. Exciting times. And, some folks say that spring training is one of the great times on the sports calendar. A lot of folks down here say the college football kickoff season is the best time of the year.
Well, it has been an exciting last 45 days as media days and camp started and games are, soon approaching. And I think it just shows you how energized and how popular college football is right now, Dave.
Well, you look at the Sun Belt Conference, and certainly there's been some face changes. We lost Western Kentucky, but you bring in Appalachian State, you bring in Georgia Southern from the FCS, and then New Mexico State, who'll be in here week 2, and Idaho now part of the league. Now, the latter two are just football only.
That is correct, and yet we're really happy with the kind of the foundation that we have and the additions of Appalachian State and Georgia Southern, Idaho, New Mexico State, as you mentioned. We're at 11 teams, and it may not be the most natural number, but people are always reminded that the Big Ten was an 11-team league for over 20 years. So, we hope that it's going to be temporary, but we're certainly not in any hurry right now to get any larger than 11. I think we are anxious to stabilize the 11 that we have and to start growing Sun Belt football, and obviously Georgia State is a big part of that.
A lot to build on with Sun Belt football. A couple of more bowl tie-ins as that number continues to get larger. Had 2 last year, Louisiana Lafayette, Arkansas State, both playing well in their bowl games. Talk a little bit about where the Sun Belt Conference is and where it's headed as far as its bowl games and bowl tie-ins.
Well, a year ago we set a goal to get 4 guaranteed spots, and this coming year we've added the Camellia Bowl in Montgomery, which we think is going to be a great new bowl in a great setting and in the footprint that is obviously attractive to Georgia State and other teams in the proximity. So that'll be our 3rd guaranteed spot this year. Next year we'll add a 4th guaranteed in Orlando, which again is from a proximity standpoint and a destination, would be very, I think attractive to Georgia State and their fans. And then we also are affiliated with a new game in Miami and a new game in the Bahamas. And then the big prize is hopefully being able to put a Sun Belt team right here in the Georgia Dome in the Chick-fil-A Peach game that's part of the CFP Big 6 games.
Of course, that would be exciting to say the least. Exciting times here at Georgia State with the recent addition of a new athletic director in Charlie Cobb, who comes over from another Sun Belt team, Appalachian State.
Big loss for Appalachian State, but a huge gain for the Panthers. And I know that President Becker, kind of handpicked Charlie and couldn't have gotten a better guy. He's got obviously Atlanta ties and just a solid athletic director and administrator. He's got a strong football background, as you know. And again, I think that it was a home run for Georgia State.
Finally, for Coach Miles, his 2nd season. Of course, he's got a full cycle now as the head coach of this football program. Hopefully, bigger and better things here for Georgia State football.
Well, I think when he was hired, a year and a half or so ago, everybody thought that he was the right guy, and despite last year, I think there's still energy and there's still optimism and enthusiasm, and I think that that the Georgia State fans and fans throughout the Sun Belt are going to, to see a very, very improved team. The second half of the season last year, teams in the Sun Belt were not looking forward to playing the Panthers, and they were competitive. They just couldn't quite get that win. But I think that they earned a lot of respect last year, the second half of the season.
Commissioner, as always, a pleasure. Great to have you here in Atlanta. We look forward to seeing you and talking to you again as the season moves along.
Always my pleasure. Thanks, Dave.
All right, I want to thank Sun Belt Conference Commissioner Karl Benson joining us here on Georgia State Football Weekly. We're back with more right after this. Welcome back to Georgia State Football Weekly. Joined right now by Georgia State's head men's soccer coach Brett Surrency. 3 exhibition games in the books, the season opening match in the books, and how you guys looking so far? You had a big win over Kentucky in the exhibition season, and you played Mercer in the opener on the road.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Obviously disappointed in the result at Mercer. It's a difficult team to play at on the road, but all in all, we feel very good about where we're at. Just need to translate that into some wins in the regular season.
This is a little bit of a transition year. I understand you guys are going to play a 5-game Sun Belt Conference schedule. Tell me how that's coming together, and how challenging does that make it then for you to put together a big non-conference schedule?
Yeah, that's certainly the pain in the butt aspect of it, is that you've got to find a lot more non-conference games. But it also gives you flexibility in terms of going and finding some of those premier games that attracts not only your players, but future student athletes as well. But yeah, the Sun Belt's going to be very difficult for us. We imagine all 5 other teams are going to be ready to go as we are. So fortunately, we've got a good bit of time before that. So we've got some games to kind of work out the kinks before we get to Sun Belt Conference play. So yeah, we envision it being very difficult, obviously in this inaugural year as well too. Then everyone's going to kind of be gunning for that championship.
5-game schedule, though, in the league doesn't leave a whole lot of room. There's not a lot of wiggle room in there for if you don't play well one match.
Correct. Yeah, and there's a lot of unknown as well. We obviously know Southern and App State, but Howard, NJIT, and Hartwick, we don't have any experience with them. So this first year, we'll certainly be learning a lot about some of our conference opponents, and as you mentioned, there's not a lot of room for error. So we'll have to be on top of it, as soon as things start, and I'm confident that we will. We've got till October to really figure it out in that aspect.
Well, you bring back a senior goalkeeper in C.J. Cochran. Would you say at this point that the defense is ahead of the offense as far as this early in the season?
Certainly, not only C.J., but you look at some of our defenders, and we're looking at a junior, 2 seniors. So I mean, we're definitely more experienced when it comes to the defensive side. We're very, very young up front, either freshmen or redshirt freshmen, and occasionally we'll slide a sophomore in there. So. Certainly tale of 2 ends for us when it comes to experience and some youth, but that's not a bad mix. We're excited that each can kind of learn off each other. We've got the younger guys that can obviously go off some of the experience from the older guys, and then the older guys can take some of the exuberance of the young kids as well.
On offense, Amiri Abraham is a guy who was productive for you a year ago, points and goals wise. Is he kind of the go-to guy this year as far as the offensive end? And
he's the one sophomore, so we'll certainly lean on him a good bit more, playing him in a variety of different roles. But yeah, absolutely. He had 6 goals last year, and the majority of those came in the second part of the season. So. As we've told him, he's no longer a freshman, and he's going to be one of the guys that we look towards to help us on the attacking side of things. So I think he's ready and certainly capable to handle that.
All right, finally, again, Mercer in your opener on the road. What have you got the coming week and a half here that you guys are getting ready for?
Well, we've had a couple good sessions. Came back on Sunday, and we go to Furman's tournament this weekend. So we'll play College of Charleston on Friday and Furman on Sunday. Both very, very good programs. So. We're excited. Like I said, we've had a good week of training. It's been warm, but we think we're prepared. We'll have 2 more sessions in before we head out on Friday for the game, and hopefully we'll come back Sunday evening with 2 wins under our belt and a tournament championship.
All right, appreciate it. Bring back a couple of W's, and we'll be watching.
Excellent.
All right, I want to thank men's soccer coach Brett Surrency joining us here on Georgia State Football Weekly. Stay with us. We're back with more right after this.
Oh, they got me mic'd up today, Coach. Yeah. I don't have no idea.
I think I'm mic'd up tomorrow.
There's going to be a lot of There's going to be a lot of editing going on this tape. Back to rail! Back to rail! Let's go, Mike! Shoot! Shoot!
He's easy to talk to. He's energetic. He's ecstatic, and he's a good guy. I can relate to him. So I like that about Coach E, and it was exciting to get to talk to him for the first time and actually meeting him too.
You're dropping your right foot. You want to bring your right foot wide. Wide. Bring it out wide with the arm. What? Go again. Why is your head on the backside half of the guy? Where should your head be, Jemai? Well, get it out of you know what. No, 3 guys up. Shade right. Lead right. Okay, here we go. Give them some strain.
Coach is hard on us in practice. We make sure we don't do anything. We don't take any plays off. We doing the right steps and everything. And he means the best. He wants the best for us. He wants success. And he won't take anything other than that. But it's very hard, and it's always positive.
Go. There you go. Good. Better. Here we go. Okay, all right. Get a drink. Hurry up, everybody. Get a drink. Hurry up. Go. 3-man money plus and it to the mic. Here we go. I took a gap lead step and did a head fake. I don't get it. Hey, you probably just gap step. Run off the ball, no duck walking. No waddling. Oh, they're coming, Coach. You guys determine that.
Once again, the Aggies of New Mexico State in the Georgia Dome this Saturday, 2 o'clock kickoff. 1:30 airtime on the Georgia State Football Radio Network. If you're not able to be there, you can also listen on the Georgia State app on your iPhone and your iPad. Another big key this week, how do the lines do? Offensive and defensive line, they protected well for the running backs and for Nick Arbuckle. And the defensive line this week will have to deal with stopping the run with Larry Rose III, who carried 30 times and scored a touchdown in their win, New Mexico State's win over Cal Poly. So again, want to thank the entire crew. New Mexico State coming up Saturday. We'll see you in the Georgia Dome. Thanks for watching Georgia State Football Weekly.